It's a super fast and super easy service. And the best part is there's no light required. We're gonna take you through the steps on how to do this right now on Nail School. All right, Tracy, traditional dip powder service. Talk to us.
Well, it's a hot trend right now. It's a super easy, simple, fast service you can do in salon. Some people love the fact that there's no light, so the resin system is really important to have. So we're gonna show you the simple steps to get into the service. A really easy way of getting into the SlickPour system is to get a starter kit. Let's show you what comes in the kit. So here is everything that you get in your starter kit. It comes completely stocked with everything you're gonna need to do a service. You're gonna get your step 1 prep, step 2 base, step 3 activator, step 4 top. You're gonna get 2 glass dapping dishes to put your powder in, 6 catch-all cups. You're going to get 5 replacement brushes with caps and a color of your choice out of the 110 colors we have. The first thing that we're gonna do before we start is push back the cuticle and prep the nail. You can either prep the nail with a medium grit file, or I'm gonna use a medium grit arbor band. We're just gonna lightly prep the nail, removing the shine from the entire surface. Once we have done that, we're gonna take our swipe and cleanse any oil or contaminants off the nail. We're going to go into our first step, step number 1, prep. Prep is going to dehydrate the nail and get it ready for the service. So the next thing we're gonna do is pull out our step number 2, our SlickPour powder, our glass dapping dish, a catch-all cup, and our application spoon. So we're gonna put our glass dapping dish in the middle of our catch-all cup, take our powder, and we're gonna apply 3 full scoops into the glass dapping dish. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna apply our number 2 step base to the entire surface of the nail, and then we're gonna powder over the top. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take step number 2, and we're gonna apply a nice thin layer from cuticle to free edge. Once we've done that, we're gonna take our powder. We're gonna pick up and powder coat over the top of the resin. Making sure we cover the entire surface of the nail. Once we've done that, we're just gonna gently tap it off. So when we're doing this service, we do 1 nail at a time. So we're gonna do this base, powder coat, base, powder coat, all 10 nails. Once we've done all 10 nails, we're going to apply a second coat. Next step is activator. Activator is important because it's gonna get everything to set up fast and get you ready to buff and file and shape. Just gonna make sure that we cover the entire surface. And now we'll do all 10 fingers and then we'll be ready to file and shape the nail. Here's the really great thing about SlickPour. You rarely have any file or shaping to do. If you do get a little bump or a lump, you can take a file or a buffer to it, but sometimes it's not necessary at all. You can just go straight into your activator and top coat again. We're just gonna make sure that it's nice and smooth. I'm just gonna take a medium grit buffer and lightly go over the top and make sure my cuticle is nice and blended in. Once that's done, I'm gonna take my swipe, cleanse the nail off. After that's done, we're gonna grab a dry nail wipe. We're gonna take our step number 3 activator again. This is a really, really important step to make sure that your top coat goes on smooth and dries. We're going to apply activator again from cuticle to free edge. So we're gonna take activator, step number 3, we're going to apply it from cuticle to free edge. Once we've done that to all 10 fingers, we're gonna take that dry wipe and we're just gonna lightly buff the top. What this does is it removes any excess activator, ensuring that our top coat is going to dry properly. So now we're gonna make sure that we leave a dry nail wipe out on the table. We're gonna take our step number 4 top coat. And we're gonna apply it from cuticle to free edge. Just gonna put a nice, healthy coat over the entire surface of the nail. Now here's a really important step. We're gonna take that dry nail wipe, we're gonna wipe our brush off before we go back into our bottle. The importance of wiping the brush off before you go into the bottle is that this is a resin. As we continue on to all 10 nails, what is on the brush can start to dry out. What that will do, it will make our top coat dull. So we want to make sure that we get anything off our brush before we go back into the top coat. That way our top coat will stay nice and shiny. This step needs to be done between each nail before you move on to the next nail. Once we've done all 10 fingers, we're gonna come back and we're gonna do a second top coat. Apply a nice, healthy amount, again, from cuticle to free edge, wiping our brush off and putting it back in the bottle. Another tip that I can give you about your top coat, because it is resin, sometimes it can be hard to open once you've closed it. So by wiping that excess off before you go back in the bottle, that's gonna keep your threads nice and clean. I also like to take a nail wipe, a little acetone, and I clean the threads off before I seal my top coat back up and put it away. So remember, this is resin. So it's gonna take about 2 to 5 minutes, depending on room temperature, for it to be completely dry. So this is a really popular service. A lot of clients are asking for it. It's super fast, super easy. I know that it can seem like a lot of steps, but once you get the steps down, this service should take about 30 to 45 minutes to do. So you can get your clients in and make your money.